Right now at 10, it's the construction that never seems to end.
Takes twice as long to get anywhere.
We try to figure out what's going on with Mopac.
Severe storms strike Austin with quarter to ping-pong size hail. We're tracking your overnight storm chances.
And you see him in pictures proudly sitting in front of his drug bust, but there's another side to Lobos, the canine officer. The Night Beat starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Quita Culpepper in the Storm Center with Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon. And Albert, these storms, we sat through the hail, plenty of rain. Tell me it's all over.
For the most part, it is. We have the last bit of rain beginning to move out of our eastern counties, and overnight, really just a quick passing shower or storm as the front comes in. Here's our live scan of Max Storm Doppler radar. Just south of Old Dime Box there in far eastern Lee County, but that's moving off to the east. And take a look at the last 5 hours with those isolated intense thunderstorms producing at times quarter to even ping-pong size hail, especially in northwest Austin and southern areas of Williamson County. Here's a look at rainfall, and there was a large portion of the viewing area that didn't even see a raindrop. A few pockets of up to 2 inches of rain in southern areas of Milam County. Officially in Austin, under a quarter of an inch at Camp Mabry, only a trace of rain at Bergstrom. Quick shower overnight, and then behind a front, drier air. Ready for that humidity to drop? We've got some good news for your weekend forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Albert. Well, check out this video showing the hail near Loop 360 and FM 2222. No sound here, but you can still see the hail coming down pretty hard. And we captured some here at the KVUE studios. This is in our parking lot. And don't forget, you can keep track of the weather with the KVUE app. There's an interactive radar so you can watch when the storms are over your area. And also the KVUE meteorologists have weather extras to keep you up to date.
The UT police officer credited with stopping the suspect in last week's stabbing attack is back on patrol tonight. Officer Eric Park joined the UT Police Department in January after a 25-year career at DPS. Park says he found a victim while on patrol and stopped to help. That's when another student told him a man with a knife was on the loose. Park says he then caught up to Kendricks White outside Jester Dorm. Within minutes, backup arrived and arrested White.
I just want to protect him. And I'm sorry. I couldn't stop it before it happened, but I can stop it from continuing. And so that's what's going on in me emotionally at that point.
UT Police Chief David Carter credits Officer Park and the other officers for saving lives that day. He hopes to honor them in a special ceremony soon.
Startling new statistics released by the Anti-Defamation League highlight a growing issue nationwide. Anti-Semitic incidents have skyrocketed so far this year, a trend that's seen right here in Texas. KVUE's Michael Perchik has the story, all new at 10.
Numbers are one thing.
And this year, quarter over quarter, there's been an almost 90% jump in anti-Semitic recorded incidents between 2016 and 2017.
Individual victims are another.
It really does affect the way people perceive their world and the way they act in their world, and it has huge consequences.
Renee LaFair is the regional director for the Anti-Defamation League Austin. She's discussing new data released by the ADL showing a major spike in anti-Semitic incidents nationwide. While the U.S. experienced a 34% jump from 2015 to 2016, Texas actually saw a decrease last year. But through the first 3 months of 2017, the Lone Star State already has more anti-Semitic incidents than all of 2016.
The white supremacists in the country have felt really emboldened and able to kind of say what they've really been feeling, and there's been no consequences for them as much. So we're seeing a lot more vitriol online and more cyber hate, and we're seeing this not just within the Jewish community, but within other communities as well.
These images are from across the country and represent only a small sample of the rising number of incidents. So how do you stop it? LaFair said education, especially amongst youth, is key, as well as...
But when leadership and all parties come out and they speak about how they are not going to tolerate instances of anti-Semitism or anti-anyism, then that really helps.
Simple steps to help stamp out a growing concern. In Austin, I'm Michael Perchik, KVUE News Nightbeat.
New tonight, a Pecan Springs elementary school teacher is facing injury to a child charges. We don't have his mugshot yet, but the school says Joseph Melvin worked with children with disabilities. He had been on administrative leave since a report was filed in November. Melvin has been arrested, and this is the second AISD teacher accused of injuring a child this week.
You have probably heard the word mopocalypse. It's almost become something of a joke to people living in Austin, but the Mopac construction delays are no laughing matter to the millions of drivers who take the highway every day. Right now, the Nightbeat's Chris Betts is looking at a whole bunch of them sitting in traffic. Chris?
Mike, the traffic on Mopac these days doesn't end at rush hour. I mean, it is 10 o'clock at night. And take a look behind me. It is a sea of not moving red brake lights. But as we found out today, there is an end in sight. So here's what you can expect over the next few months.
Is there anything more frustrating than sitting in traffic in the rain? Yup, you could be sitting in traffic in the rain on Mopac.
It kind of sucks.
It takes twice as long to get anywhere.
Construction is too much. It delays everything.
Delays, that's a word we've gotten used to hearing.
I thought that it might be done.
The original completion date for a toll lane in each direction, 2015. Now, the people in charge of the project have just stopped giving a date entirely.
Because as you know, there's been a history of not meeting dates.
The Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority fined the contractor $20 million for the delays caused by weather and digging difficulties. Now the contractor is working with a subcontractor to get it done ASAP.
You're going to see a tremendous amount of progress in the next couple of months.
All the work, though, has been a big headache for drivers.
I'm just annoyed by the whole thing.
And homeowners living along the highway.
But stand on the other side of these sound walls that were installed on the Mopac construction project, and you'll hear birds chirping, rain falling, but you won't hear the traffic.
The next section of toll from Cesar Chavez to 2222 on the northbound side is expected to be open this summer.
I'll definitely try them out because I'll get around faster.
Let's face it, construction is a real drag. See what we did there? But most people agree it'll be worth it in the end.
I like taking the toll and being able to go faster when I can actually go faster.
I feel like we all feel that way. Now, even though the Mobility Authority is not giving an exact date of completion, they do expect to be finished by the end of this year. But expect more of these nighttime lane closures that you're seeing right now as they finish paving the roads and putting up permanent concrete barriers for that toll lane. Reporting live along a very clogged Mopac, Chris Betts, KVUE News Nightbeat.
Thanks, Chris. Right now, state representatives are hashing out bills before the midnight deadline and the end of the regular House calendar. Lawmakers are hoping to go through 295 House bills, along with several Senate bills and resolutions. They spend a majority of the day, though, chubbing. That's when lawmakers ask questions about bills not to debate, but to waste time and kill bills. Tomorrow, representatives will take up the measures, which only impact certain areas and are mainly uncontested.
If you live in Central Texas, you've likely heard of Lobos the drug dog. In just 6 years on the job, he and his partner have taken millions of dollars worth of drugs off the streets, a record impressive enough to grab national attention. The Nightbeat's Tina Shively spent a day with the Fayette County crime fighters, and she has the story.
I think this one was out of Mexico, yeah. This one had heroin in the frame.
For the last 8 years,
so that's some of the dryer sheets and stuff that were in there with the cocaine.
Sergeant Randy Tuman has taken thousands of pounds of drugs off the street.
And they had like 25 kilos of methamphetamine.
Cars he's confiscated pack a parking lot at the Fayette County Sheriff's Department. Inside, pictures of his drug busts line the walls.
Started like midway and then went down, and then I didn't expect to keep getting so many, so now I went above and then across.
But he doesn't do it all alone. This incredible canine officer is Lobos, a Belgian Malinois trained in the Czech Republic.
You know, I'm still impressed how quick he is to respond to the odor and how quick he is to go straight to the source and alert. You know, that it's impressive to watch him work.
The pair spend several hours a day training to sharpen their skills.
So what's happening here is the dope's under the hood and it's dropping to the ground. So that's why he's trying to smell under the car. And that's where it's at right there.
Otherwise, the duo is on the road, covering a 23-mile stretch of I-10, a major drug corridor.
2 a month is about average. You know, a bad month is 1 or none, of course, and then exceptional is, you know, if I can get 4 in a month, then I'm doing really well.
How many times do you get 4 in a month?
Quite a bit.
That's no exaggeration. In 2016 alone, the pair scored millions in cash, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and methamphetamine. Tuman and Lobos confiscated 130 pounds of that meth in one bust alone, winning them an award from the National Criminal Enforcement Association just last week. They've also won commendations from the state and the U.S. Congress, all the while making their superiors very proud.
That's why he's so successful, you know, I think, at what he does, because he loves what he does, you know, and Lobos is the same way. You know, I think he loves the job, loves doing it, and that's why they're so good at it.
But for the 8-year-old Lobos, the accolades may soon stop adding up. At recertification training last year,
They told him up there, though, he's so much on point right now that, you know, we're going to continue on with him, but we're getting close to him retiring him.
Then Lobos' only award will be his favorite toy. Tuman isn't looking forward to that day, but when it comes, he plans to keep breaking records with another partner to keep Fayette County safe.
The real award for me, the reward, is actually finding the dope in the car. You know, the hours that I've spent training and the hours of stopping cars to actually find the car that has the dope. That's the reward that I look for.
In the Grange, Tina Shively, KVUE News.
And another award will hang in their office next week. Tuman plans to take home the Officer of the Year award from the 100 Club. Lobos will serve as Grand Marshal in the Ellinger Chamber of Commerce Parade at the end of the month. That is one busy dog.
He certainly deserves retirement, but
yeah, he
I hate to
does.
see him go. He's so effective.
I know. He'll find something.
He'll find some
He'll find
other work.
something else
That's
to
right.
do.
Well, do you have a hard time talking to your teenager?
Coming up, we sit parents and teens down together, and the conversation gets real.
If I could change one thing in my life, I guess I would want us to have more money.
Okay. Just be honest. Speak from your heart.
Well, before those showers and thunderstorms moved in this afternoon, we were baking upper 80s, low 90s, above average, 88 at Mabry, 90 at Bergstrom. Not as hot tomorrow, and way, way, way less humidity. We'll talk about that coming up.
Tonight, we continue a very important conversation between parents and their teenage kids.
What stresses them out the most may be far different than when you were growing up.
Have a seat, open the envelope. In the envelope are going to be cards with some questions. Answer them as honestly and openly as you can.
Explain 3 things that stress me out the most.
Basically, anything to do with grades.
Trying to keep my grades up so my GPA can be high enough, you know, to actually get into a credible college.
Y'all are always on my case about getting B's and bad grades.
At times we feel like that you are not putting the effort into it.
You're not pushing yourself.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
We want to use the word yeah?
No.
Let's use good grammar.
Let's go to the next question.
Okay.
If I could change one thing in my life, I guess I would want us to have more money.
Okay. Just be honest. Speak from your heart.
As far as going to college, if we had more money, then it wouldn't just be so stressful, you know?
Social media nowadays allows people to say anything they want anonymously, like people who make a fake account, and they'll say all this negative and hate towards me, but in my face, in person, they would never have done that.
This is a big deal for kids, and they really have a hard time escaping from it. For many adolescents, carrying around this in their backpack is like carrying around the entire high school population on their backs.
If I could change one thing in my life, I would change my surrounding.
What do you mean change your surrounding? How so?
You know, how everybody getting shot and killed and stuff.
What worries me? So what worries me is that my friends won't like me. I just become completely lonely, be alone.
That worries you?
Yeah.
Well, when he said that, it almost took my breath away. At times, teenagers feel really disconnected. A parent has to be engaged and try to get a sense for whether the teenager is starting to feel helpless and hopeless.
So that expert, a licensed professional counselor, offers more advice on how to spot signs of real trouble with your teenager. That's online at KVUE.com. All right, let's turn now to the weather. And speaking of spotting signs of danger, I mean, we had some issues going on right around rush hour traffic.
Lots of hail, lots of rain, slippery roads. Albert Ramon was on it.
Yeah, talk about bad timing coming in right towards the peak of rush hour. We had those thunderstorms turn severe, move over Austin and into portions of Williamson County during the 5 and 6 o'clock hour. But right now on Max Storm Doppler radar, the only lone shower, extreme northern areas of Fayette County. This is near the community of Carmine, and that's moving off to the east. Look at these temperatures ranging from upper 60s in Fredericksburg to Blanco to upper 70s, 78 degrees right now in Bastrop. We're at 73 degrees here in Austin. Here's a look at those thunderstorms. Not widespread. Hill country left out, south of really Austin, including Bergstrom left out, only a trace of rain out towards the airport. But where these thunderstorms did pop up, they did produce some hail. Quarter, which is severe size hail, about 1 inch hail, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inch, ping pong to nearly, look at this, golf ball size hail, nearly golf ball size hail. This is off of 360, just to the north of the Pennybacker Bridge. This photo, our weather snapshot for tonight by Kara Turlip, with some of those thunderstorms moving in. Now, the severe weather risk is moving away from us. There's a front on our doorstep. This front will push through the area overnight, moving through Austin around 2 a.m. And there's just enough moisture that one more shower or storm possible. You'll see that here on our Max Storm hour-by-hour forecast, hinting at an isolated shower maybe down in Hayes County after midnight. But it'll be a fast mover, non-severe, and by rush hour tomorrow morning, clearing skies, a north wind funneling in, not so much in the way of cool air, but dry air. That's going to drop that humidity. It's going to feel so much better tomorrow with highs in the mid-80s here in Austin. So tonight, we'll keep the rain chance at 30%. Most of us stay dry, just a lone thunderstorm possible as that front moves through. Some patchy fog also because we've been so humid. 64 degrees for the low temperature. Beautiful tomorrow. Less humid, lots of sunshine. Breezy north wind and a high at 85 degrees in Austin, 84 in Pflugerville, and 85 in Cedar Creek. Out west, some low 80s out at Fredericksburg, Mason at about 83, 85 tomorrow at both Bastrop and also in LaGrange. Under the microscope, we are expecting elevated amounts of grass pollen with just, a little bit of rain. We didn't see a lot, but a little bit of rain could allow for some new grass to pop up. That means new grass pollen the next few days, and molds also elevated. We'll keep you updated every day in the Austin American Statesman. So a much calmer, a much nicer, and a much drier air mass moving in as far as humidity goes. North wind's going to feel nice tomorrow. 85 degrees for the high temperature. Sunny, beautiful. Look at this Saturday, 86, great weather. A little humid, but not till Sunday night. All in all, Mother's Day looks great. Good outdoor weather we've been advertising all week, near 90. So hydrate, put on the sunscreen, near 90 on Monday. And shower and thunderstorm chances return middle of next week. May is severe weather season, so we'll have to keep an eye on those thunderstorm chances mid to late next week for also being on the strong side. It's just that time of the year. We'll keep you updated.
What a difference a couple of days make.
No kidding, yeah.
It would be nice to have a break from that humidity.
I'm so looking forward to that for tomorrow, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Albert. Well, a town in the sweeping Italian countryside, and articles claim the town will pay you to move there.
We verified the claim coming up. On your timeline, an Italian town is offering money for people to move there.
It sounds way too good to be true. It really does. I want it to go. So Michael Perchik dug in to verify the story.
It's an offer that seems too good to be true. And unfortunately, it is. We went right to the source on this one, Bormida Mayor Daniele Galliano and the town's official website. The rumor was that the town of Bormida, which has a population of fewer than 500 people, was offering 2,000 euros to people who move there. It was allegedly based off a now-deleted Facebook post from Mayor Galliano. But after the hysteria, he took down the post and wrote up a new one clarifying his original comments. In it, he writes the 2,000 euro idea was simply that, an idea, a proposal to the greater region, and could be extended on a national level. The town's official website took it one step further, writing, quote, regarding the bonus for the moment is a project that we hope we'll be able to achieve in 2018 with the help of the Liguria region. So tonight we can say it is false that the town of Bermuda is offering people money to move there, much to the disappointment of our producer Bree Perry, who's trying desperately to come up with any excuse to return to Italy. I'm Michael Perchik, KVUE News Nightbeat.
And Bree is not the only one.
So wait a minute, Bree wants to go, the producer, Queen wants to go. They're trying to abandon us over here.
You and Mike,
yeah, we're staying here.
It'll be the Mike and Mike show.
God bless
there you go,
America.
I like that.
Hey, big game tonight, and I guess injuries don't make that much of an impact.
If you know any Rocket fans, they need a hug.
Yeah, they do.
They need a big hug. No Kawhi, no problem. Reaction from Game 6 when KVUE returns.
Down low.